folks. Welcome, welcome. Emily here, your Harvest Market dietitian, and I am here as promised with another meal kit. So thank you for joining me in this new capacity. I know we're not live, but I hope you enjoy this video just the same. So this week we have coconut curry chicken satay, and I'm really excited about it. It has beautiful flavors. We're still kind of at the end of summer. I like to celebrate that. You know, I'm in no rush to rush the seasons, to be honest with you. I enjoy all the seasons. It's lucky that I live in the Midwest because we have seasons. So anyway, this next week is gonna be pretty good grilling weather, I'm thinking. And so this one is a great one for the grill. If you're not a griller, if you don't like to grill, if you don't have a grill, you can also roast this in the oven, which is what I'm going to be doing here. And then on the actual instruction sheet, I give lots of details on how to grill if you want to do that. So lots of options as always for everybody. And talking about options, I'm gonna quick show you how to press tofu because I know I get questions a lot about this. And so I wanted to go ahead and show you. I know not everybody ordered tofu this week, but if you've maybe been wondering how to do it, what it entails, I'm gonna quick show you. So what we have here, this is package of tofu. And the reason why we wanna press tofu is because it's packaged in liquid. That's hard to say fast. Packaged in liquid to, preserve it, I suppose, to not let it dry out. And so you want to be really, really careful when you open it. I like to just take a knife and kind of cut around the edges just like so, and then just peel this back. And you'll see that this does have liquid in it. And so I'm just going to go behind me to the sink, whoop, spill some on the floor. Happens all the time. And so we're going to go ahead and take this out. And we want to get some of this liquid out because basically, it's like tofu is like a sponge and the liquid is taking up room, and we want to replace that liquid with marinade and to impart lots of really good flavor. So this is your slab right here. I'm actually going to you're going to use lots of paper towel for this. If you feel like that's wasteful and you don't want to do that, you can always use clean and fresh dish towels. Preferably not ones that have a lot of fuzzies on them because the fuzzies will get on your tofu. So, okay, we're gonna take this really, really thick slab and we're gonna cut it in half lengthwise, like down the middle, to create kind of two smaller slabs, just like so. So here I just have a really thin kind of sheet tray lined with some more paper towel. You can also just put some paper towel right on a cutting board, and we're gonna go ahead and place these right in the center, just like this. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we are going to take some more, scoot this up here, some more paper towel and put it on top. This is going to excrete a lot of liquid. In no time flat, these paper towels are gonna be completely soaked with liquid. So now we need something really heavy. I like to use a big cast iron skillet. Ooh, look at this, a big one, so that it will press. There are tofu presses out there. If you wanna stack just like a bunch of bowls, I don't care, just something really heavy. So this is going to go, press for like an hour. If you're in a pinch and you don't want to press for that long, press for as long as you can, 20-30 minutes. Really, the longer the better, but at least 20-30 minutes, okay? Making sure that you're changing out this paper towel like every 15 minutes or so because it's gonna get soaked. And we wanna keep extracting the liquid. So guess what? I already have some tofu that has been pressed. It has been pressing for maybe like an hour or two. And so you'll see kind of how it's a little bit thinner. And my paper towels have just pretty much gotten soaked. which is great. So what we're gonna do from here is then we're just going to kind of cut into pieces. And this is what's gonna go on our skewers. So probably like, I don't know, 3 by 4 is what I'm doing here. And you see these beautiful, nice little cubes. So then you're gonna take your marinade and you're gonna marinate these guys for at least 15 minutes up to overnight. Again, the longer the better. The longer you marinate, the more flavor you're gonna get in your tofu, okay? So I'm gonna put these off to the side because we are gonna move on. I'm gonna show you guys how to skewer up your satay, your chicken satay. So really excited about this. It's so good, it's so fragrant and flavorful. So now, here's what you're gonna need. So you're gonna need a knife. It's not like it's tofu, you know, it's not raw meat. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the same knife. So I have my cutting board, you got your red bell pepper, and then you have your skewers here. So I just have a sheet pan lined with some foil. I like to do this even if I'm grilling because I need somewhere to put my skewers. But then if you're roasting in the oven, you can just go ahead and put them right on this. So you have your chicken. It comes to you like this, already marinated. Oh, I can smell the curry and the coconut milk. So, so delicious. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. My oven is preheating 450. So we want a nice high heat because we really wanna get that marinade to kind of like caramelize on the outside. It's gonna be so, so good. Okay, so what I like to do when I cut a red bell pepper is I cut the very tippity top off. Guess what? You can use this and then just discard the stem. Okay, so use this whole top area. So then I just pull out the center with my hand. Any kind of like leftovers. Ooh, we got a little, oh, little baby. So if there's any seeds or anything like that, you can just kind of knock them out, tap it on your cutting board. Mine looks pretty clean. I don't worry about the white pieces. I mean, you can cut them out if you want to, but I'm not super persnickety about it, okay? Okay, so we're cutting up our red bell pepper and we kind of want to have these in sort of cubes, okay, small enough to where they can go on our skewers, but big enough to where they can go on our skewers, if that makes sense. Okay, so like pieces like this, maybe like 1 inch or so pieces. And the thing that we don't want them too big is because what happens is they will extend pretty far out and our chicken will be down here. And so the contact, especially on the grill, will be all on the pepper and none on the chicken. So we want to make sure that our bell peppers are small enough to where our chicken won't be kind of overshadowed by the bell pepper, if that makes sense. All right, so kind of put these into pieces. So then we just make our skewers. And this part isn't difficult. And you know, there's no right or wrong way to do this at all. So what we're gonna do is, you guys know that I love to use gloves for messy, you know, raw chicken, things like that. I have them, why not use them? You can get gloves, just like kitchen, food grade gloves, pretty much anywhere. I know we sell them downstairs near like the foil pans and things like that. You can get them at Ace next door. It's really nice to have, especially when you're working with like a raw chicken type of deal. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna scoot this closer to me and I'm gonna bring my chicken over here because I might drip just a little bit. So we're gonna take one skewer at a time, and I kind of like to start with a bell pepper and then do chicken. Now with the chicken, what we wanna do is we wanna make sure that we kind of get it as flat as possible, flat and long on the skewer, because this will promote really even cooking. The more surface area of the chicken that is exposed, the nicer the cooking process will be. So you're not gonna have those kind of tucked away raw pieces. So again, we want this to be really nice and long, just like that. So I'm just kind of alternating between chicken and red bell pepper. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I don't know about you, but whenever I'm skewering multiple things, I always start out really frugal. I don't want to, you know, put too much because I want to save for the rest. And then, so my first one hardly has like anything on it. And then my last one is just packed full of everything. So I'm going to continue to skewer these. And again, making sure that my chicken is nice and long, just like that. We're just gonna go through and skewer all of these. And I will meet you right back here. Okay, so I knew that I was gonna do this. I said this before. I'm going back and I'm just kind of adding any that I have left over. So, and this is really honestly probably the best way to do this is to, you know, start out not adding a lot, and then you can always go back and add a little bit more to the skewers by just like pushing down a little bit. So that's what I'm doing here. So my oven is preheated. If you're grilling, you're gonna have your grill preheated nice and hot, and you're gonna grill these guys probably like on the top rack or not over direct flame or direct heat. But we do want a nice sizzle. We do want to have a really hot enclosed area. So just making sure that it's not over direct heat because we don't want this to burn necessarily. Okay. So my oven is preheated 450, and I'm just gonna space these guys out a little bit. Remember, like it says on your instruction sheet, if you are grilling, I like to just take a little paper towel and brush my grill grates with some oil just to make sure that these don't stick. And because the marinade does have a little bit of oil in them, it shouldn't stick, but I just like to be safe and less cleaning and less flare-ups on the grill if you're cooking over open flame. So I'm gonna pop these guys, whoops, in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes at 450, checking at 12 minutes, and I will meet you back here. Okay, folks, I just pulled my skewers out of the oven. They are piping hot. I just wanna show you really quick. They are steaming. So you know, they should be like slightly golden brown. Look at that. Oh, yes. They smell so good. I can smell the curry and the coconut milk. And it's so light and refreshing. It's just a beautiful flavor. So you wanna make sure that you cook it long enough to where you get that little kind of char on the outside there. So beautiful. Okay, so right away, and you're gonna do the same to the tofu. It's gonna cook the same. Just keep an eye on it. Okay, so we're gonna plop these onto a plate right away, and we are just going to let these rest. So I'm gonna cover it with some foil, and we're gonna let these rest about 5 to 7 minutes. This is gonna ensure that our chicken is super tender, super moist, and it will finish off the cooking for us as well. So you do not need to let the tofu rest, okay? It's not meat, so you don't need to let it rest. But you do want to make sure that you rest your chicken. Please rest your chicken. One of the most important steps of the whole process. I promise it will make for perfect chicken every time. So you've got your peanut ginger dipping sauce on the side, as well as any add-ons. If you did the cucumber salad, follow the directions on your instruction sheet. So easy. The sauce is already done for you. It's a very simple salad made with a little bit of Thai sweet chili sauce, a little bit of sesame oil, some soy sauce, really light, really refreshing, beautiful next to this. You know, microwave your rice, and if you've got peanuts or cilantro, you can top it with that. So good, so quick, really. You know, since you don't have to wait for marinating, it happens pretty fast. So that's what it is. I'm gonna show you guys these one more time because they're just so pretty, but remember they do need to rest. So this is what your chicken satay, coconut curry, chicken satay skewers will look like. I know the red bell pepper is not typical in a chicken satay, but I love the way it looks, and I love the way it smells and tastes. So nice, and it's always great to get a little bit more veggies in, and it's just so easy to add them in this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Thank you again for joining me on my new channel, I guess. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was still fun, and I will see you all next week. Take care. Bye.